chose is from the Just Chenille line of Premier's Dollar Tree yarn. Premier yarn is the only type of yarn that I use for my plushies, so when I saw these at the Dollar Tree, I knew I eventually wanted to test them. I came up with a game plan on what type of pattern I wanted to test and then bought specific yarn colors for that pattern. I got 3 skeins in the color Oyster, 1 skein in the color Mint, and finally I got 1 skein in the color Pink. All of the skeins are 65 yards long or 60 meters, 50 grams in weight. The size is a super bulky number 6, and the crochet hook recommendation is an 8mm hook. I decided on a free Instagram pattern to test out this yarn, and the pattern is by amibyabi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and this is what it looks like. It is a super cute little bunny. I want to go over the pricing of what I paid for each one of these skeins to give you guys a better idea if you're looking into buying yarn from the dollar store yourself. Each skein was priced at $1.25, and I bought a total of 5 skeins totaling $6.25. With tax, this ended up being $6.63. I think this is a really great deal if you're trying to just do a really quick project and you don't want to have a lot of bulk excess yarn. A lot of people who are crocheting for the first time or just want a really simple project, they don't really want to go out and buy $30 worth of yarn just for it to kind of like sit in the corner after they finish their project. So I do think that this is an economical way to buy yarn if you're just starting or you do casual projects here and there. Let's quickly get a closer look at what the yarn actually looks like. It is a chenille yarn, so it's super soft, and it's definitely the quality that I'm used to with Premier. I want to get a strand out. One thing that I did notice is the recommended hook size of 8mm seems a little bit too big for this yarn. I think it's more in the lines with a 4.5mm hook. Here's what the yarn strand looks like. There isn't much pilling or fallout from it. It seems pretty high quality. I have all of my supplies, so let's go ahead and get started. So here is the progress that I've made so far in making the head of the little bunny. It's looking pretty good. It's so soft and it's really easy to work with. There's no fallout whatsoever, so that is not going to be a problem if you choose this yarn. While I was here though, I did think of something, and that was I wanted to compare the yarn that I usually use from Premier. This is Premier's Parfait Chunky. It comes with 131 yards. And then here is the dollar store one, just for comparison. These two yarns are completely different. This is a chenille and this is more of like a plush. You can see the difference, but they are quite similar and they're similar to work with as well. The Premier Parfait Chunky runs about $3.99 to $4.99 depending on the supply of it and any sales going on. You get about double, a little over double the amount of yarn, but you are kind of saving money at $125 compared to $3.99, which is definitely surprising because I figured that the dollar store one would be more expensive if you're getting a smaller amount of yarn. Alright, so I just finished stuffing the head and this is what it looks like. It's kind of looking like a human head right now, but we're gonna fix that. But this is a very important step. Every crocheter knows that once you stuff something with a new yarn, sometimes it can be a little weird. I like to stuff my plushies very thick. The stitches can kind of show how weak the yarn is or ununiform it is, and this one is looking pretty uniform. I do see some spots where there's like some air gaps and stuff, but that could also be my fault as well, which it probably is. So I'm super happy with how the head turned out. Let's do the rest of the bunny. I just finished on the ears and they look so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy how they turned out. But now it's time to work on the body. Just to give an update, this is as far as I made it on one skein. I was able to do this much, which is pretty good, but I'm attaching the second skein now and still working on the body. We have run into our first major issue with this yarn. There is a color batch problem. You can see, hopefully the camera is picking it up, but there's quite a big discrepancy between the color of this yarn here and this one. This is where I switched skeins, and as you can see, the color is a little bit lighter. So just something to keep in mind. You can see the lot on this one was 530, and then the lot on my next one was also 530. So that's definitely interesting. The colors are a little bit off. Here is the plushie with head sewn on. It is looking pretty good. There are a little bit of holes, but that could also be because of the tension that I was using. Here's how she's looking, so cute. Here are the arms all sewn on, and you can really see the color discrepancy here. Because this pattern has, let me see. They have this little flower doodad that goes in the middle. It's literally just gonna cover up that entire color line there, which is awesome. But for other projects, just be wary that the color lots are different. I just finished crocheting the stem for this flower, and I did notice that the green is like a little bit more softer than the other colors. This sometimes happens with even my Premier Parfait Chunky, depending on the color. Some colors turn out a little softer than others, but just something I wanted to point out. I finally completed my little bunny here, and I'm so excited to show you guys how it turned out because I think it looks so cute. It actually turned out way better than I expected. I did not have super high hopes for this Dollar Tree yarn, but it ended up being absolutely so gorgeous. This is the completed bunny with her little tulip. I did add a nose and some blush to her, but didn't she turn out just so adorable? The yarn was really easy to work with, similar to my Premier Parfait Chunky, except there was actually less fallout compared to my chunky yarn that I usually use, which is really nice. It'll save me some cleanup time. This pattern was also really easy to follow. I definitely recommend it. If you're looking for a new pattern to start, I'll link it down below. If you're wondering on how much yarn you'll need if you want to do a project like this one, I used 2 skeins of the oyster color yarn, 1 skein of this pink yarn, and then for the little flower, I used 1 skein of this mint color yarn. So now let's talk about my review of the yarn. If I were to give it a rating from 1 out of 10, I would definitely give this yarn an 8, which is pretty good. The only negative downside about it, the color lots, you can see it's really obvious here, but the color of this arm and the color of the body, it's the same color. I bought the same one. It's from the same lot even, but the color discrepancy is so noticeable. You can also see it on the back here where I ended up switching skeins halfway through. The top yarn is just a little bit lighter than the bottom one. This is my only real negative about the yarn. Otherwise, it was so easy to work with. It's super cheap if I just want to make a quick project and don't want to have a lot of excess yarn to have to store. The yarn was really soft. It didn't get everywhere. It wasn't falling off the strand. The thickness of the yarn was uniform throughout the whole project. I did have a couple areas where there are some holes and stuff, but I think that was my fault, not so much the yarn. I also think the color variety that the Dollar Tree has is really good. They had a whole bunch of different colors, neutral colors, neon colors, pastel colors, so you can really choose from any type of color that you may need. Leave your comments on how you think this bunny turned out and if you would buy this yarn from the Dollar Tree to do your own projects in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!